our tool time. Tools, reviews, and stories. From techs that you can trust.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? This is Myke Toledo here with Media Tool Time. How you doing? I'm here with Daniel Gramas and Vicente Vinny D'Alessandro. How you doing?
Oh, doing well.
And who's the guest over here?
We have a special guest.
Movie star. All right, dude. I'm trying. I'm messing around, dude. So Matt Moore over here, man. It's Matt Moore. You mofo, man. You acting wacko.
What's going on? Mateo.
Mateo, yes. Mateo. That's what it is.
Mateo.
Yeah, man. I'm you guys swooped me over here, and I was like, man, I'll jump on, dude. And then talking about marketing, so yeah, that's a perfect fit.
Yes.
Right? And before we get started, we got to thank our sponsors. So let's get that taken care of. We have Magnatech Matt, and are the new ones out yet? Can you start selling those yet?
Well, I'm secretly selling them on the website. I'm not promoting them because I only have a limited number.
Okay, we won't say anything about that. They come in different colors then.
Yes, we should not tell them that it comes in green and red, and it's all one piece and stronger and better and redesigned.
Yeah, and sexier.
Yes.
We have Edgy Tools.
We have my favorite, CBD Direct.
Yes.
It is not marijuana. It is CBD oil, which will help you take care of your aches and pains and headaches and all that stuff the natural way.
And then Mobile Tech RX.
Yes.
Which is making all of us big money.
Oh, man. Hey, man, it's good to see you guys. I'm glad to
glad
the show. And
glad we're having a homecoming.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited, man. And are we all talking just all about marketing, or what's this whole show about?
Yeah, we needed to kind of talk about a little bit of marketing, and I saw Matt Moore. That this is what gave me the idea. Matt was shooting some video, and he posted some of the video, and he had like a whole professional crew, and so I called him up and said, "Hey, what's up with that?" And so we started talking about it a little bit, and then of course, who knows more about marketing than you? So we brought you in, and here we are.
Well, that's good. Let's get into it because I want to pick everyone's brain about it because I've seen Matt. Now, Matt, you're hiring a crew to do your videos? Is that what you're doing? You're doing commercials? What are you doing?
So I realized a long time ago that my abilities to shoot video were not ever going to be as good as my abilities to manage a dent company or push dents. And so much like lawn work around my house or painting my siding, I am subcontracting that out. And I think there's a lot of people that really love doing videos, really are passionate about it, and are really, really, really good at it. And they have inspired me to invest in that part of my marketing.
That's good, man. You know what I always say when I'm teaching, when I go to these seminars and I teach, I said, look, if you can't do it, hire somebody who can. And that's good for you, man. Good for you, Matt.
I think with me, you guys know me. I'm one of the cheapest guys out there, and I take it to a certain level, and then I got to get someone smarter than me. And that's what it comes down to for me. It's like, okay, now I need to call someone, whether it's painting a wall or calling in video or whatever. It's like, we can only take it. It's not what we do every day. Leave it to the professionals.
And it won't be as good if you don't do it with passion, or you aren't as good. The quality won't be as good, and it won't represent what you'd like. And so I'd rather pay someone to do it, and in the background I'm pushing dents and making more money for the shop.
Now, what's your objective when you're doing these videos? What are you trying to achieve? Let me just, because I've got my objectives. I want to hear yours.
Yep. So with, for my business, we do a lot of marketing. We do a lot of things with AdWords. We do a lot of things with landing pages. We do a lot of marketing, and video is not something we've ever done very strongly. And so for me, I always think of it as I want to have a kind of a mountain that we're building, and every review that's a 5-star review adds to that mountain. Every video you post adds to that mountain. Everything you do makes it where the next guy who rolls in can't quite get to you with the drop of a hat. There's a lot of work that would go into him getting to your mountainside, and they want to. And so the video for me was just adding to our portfolio. We wanted to define who we were. So we hired this crew in to right off the bat film 2 videos for us. One is about us, and it introduces our entire shop. Every person is introduced, why they work for us, why they like PDR, what they do around the shop. It's just kind of we're in a small town, so we want people to get to know us. And then the second video was a hail process from the customer and from the repair standpoint. So we'll be using those on our social media, on our website. On when hail rolls out, we'll be marketing with it, and we'll have it on YouTube, obviously.
So you are basically, this is what your objective is, to build trust in your community and educate the customer at the same time.
Yeah, it's to exactly. When it hailed about a year and a half ago, we had hail, and the only real competition I had came in with a pre-made video that talked about hail, and it made it look like he was local. He wasn't, but he made it look like he was local, and we were blowing him out of the water. He was giving away deductibles and everything else, and we're blowing him out of the water on our sales. But what he did take, he was taking because he had those videos in place, and so we'd like to be able to build up our fortress a little bit more. And to me, video is a way to do it, just like having a great website is, just like having a mobile friendly website. Yeah, all of those things you've got to be doing it. And if you ever get complacent, somebody's going to overtake you in a heartbeat.
Fantastic, man. That's exactly we're in the video world now.
Yeah.
Now, is it the stuff that you're doing, is it just intended for social media, or are you actually recording it for TV as well?
These 2 were not made for TV. We've already had conversations with this crew about doing some television commercials in the future. We're also talking to them about us filming just content and sending it to them, and then just doing our editing and creating we video just repairs and send it to them and let them send me back a final product. So
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
It seems like trying to do a TV commercial is really hard these days because, everybody's on cable or they're on Dish or whatever. And how do you even get a commercial to play on those platforms? There's so many. People are so spread out on different ways they watch their media these days. It's hard to really target your audience. Wouldn't you say that, Myke? I
do. I think, me personally, I would never do TV. I think it's too much money for the return you get. And if you have social media and you have YouTube and you cover it on your Instagram, your Facebook, it's always there for you. It's always marketing for you. And, you have TV, it's only so long, and you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars for a very little return compared to social media.
Yeah, exactly. I think when you're with TV, it's really hard to define what that return is as well. It's hard to know how many people are actually, calling. Whereas with, AdWords or YouTube, you can see how many clicks you get, how many links, how many times they call that number. And then exactly like you said, once you create that content, it stays there forever. It's like real estate. It's there forever. And you're now, not only do you have the content, but a lot of Google really rewards things that have been around a lot longer. And so it helps a lot with, it's like the same mindset of having landing pages and things like that. That's part of why we do that.
Now, when you chose these guys, it's a service industry. So, we all get inundated with emails about videos and Facebook about video services and this and that. How did you go about choosing a company that came in and did this professional recording for you?
Yeah, so these guys do a lot of video with car shows locally. That's kind of their niche. Is these guys do they video car shows just out of passion. Guy has like a '67 old Mustang that he's restored, and does a lot of his own videos. Does some social media.
He's a car guy.
He's a car guy, and so I've seen there's one of the local. What really caught my eye, honestly, was a local car salesman started using him to sell. He does walk around and really in-depth videos of, and that are really high quality, of brand new Ford Rangers and brand new, F-150s and things like that. And so the style caught my eye, and I thought that it was really artistic, but it was also content driven. It wasn't just art. It had a lot of information, and that's what we were looking for. Something that represented our brand, but also explain what we're doing and had a marketing aspect.
Is it affordable, or is it a little pricey? I mean, obviously if the person's good, but what do you think? What's your budget? Like, I'm not saying give that, but give people an idea of what they should look to spend? What are they looking
I think if you let me think of I think you should expect to spend somewhere in the range of, I mean, every market's different. We're in a college town, so there's a lot of artistic talent that's cheap in my college town, is the honest truth. I mean, there are marketing companies that are more expensive out there, but you could get young professionals that are very talented and that are on the up and coming, and in 5 years I won't be able to afford for potentially what we're doing. So I'm a little lucky in that. I think you should expect to spend somewhere between $200 and $500 for every minute of content you want, and that's the kind of range I was getting when I was getting some quotes. I got one other quote just to compare, and I found that the guys that I wanted were really reasonable and willing to also work within the budget I gave them. They kind of gave me what they thought, and I told them what my budget was, and they said, okay, we'd love to establish a relationship with you. So
yeah, I think that's a freaking good deal. Honestly, the going rate here in California is about $1,000 per finished minute. I mean, that's a decent production company. But touching back on what you said, Matt, man, you can find these hungry people, these college students, like you said, who are on Craigslist, who are willing to follow you around and do vlogs for you and put out all kinds of content for you. You can do that. You can get, matter of fact, that's what I'm thinking about doing right now. I've got 2 people I'm looking at, and I told them about it. They're super excited. You know what's great is that they're generally going to be so excited because they want to shoot stuff that they've never done before. And that builds a lot of interest, right? PDR is super unique to these film people. I think anybody out there listening, you're going to find probably a good amount of people who are interested in doing and videoing what we do.
Well, I think go ahead, Matt.
I think the biggest challenge I think most people would have would be finding someone. Most people who you're going to hire aren't going to understand this market, and so that's why things like the Mega Media event are so unique and valuable, because it's hosted and run by people who understand what it takes to market in this business. Whereas I had to kind of educate them on what we were doing, and we came in with a script, and then the day of, I was really re-editing, and he would film something, and I'd say, I'd love to see it from this angle, and then we do it from that angle, and he was really responsive to me, which was great. But I think if you had someone that was in the auto industry, they're even going to see it more. Now, this guy does definitely have an eye for art, and especially with it when it comes to car, just the angles, the things that I can't do. And so I'm really excited, especially bringing me one of the final products tomorrow, and then the next one next week. So I'm excited to see.
Let me ask you this: did you film any of actual dent removal?
Oh yeah. So most of ours was not. I know Gene just did a 20-minute hail video that just showed like the entire process of fixing a dent on, and from hail. Ours was not, here's a dent, let's watch it go away. Ours was more about, the hail one was about the hail process. The About Us, one of my techs talked about what he loved about PDR was the puzzle and the challenge of figuring out, with his hands, figuring out a project and taking a problem and solving it. And so in the middle of the video, they did, voiceover of him talking about it. And then they cut to scenes of him taking a door panel off and a window out. And those kind of things are the way we filmed it.
Yeah. I'm anybody listening, I haven't seen your video yet, Matt, but I personally, me as a viewer or watcher, I mean, try to keep your guys' videos short. Or if you want to do the process too as well, if you guys are thinking about it, it's very fat. We know that, hey, we think that the customer wants to watch every aspect of the dent. Sometimes it's like watching a flower grow, but keep it interesting, everybody out there, and keep it short. And if you want to add more, have separate videos and let them watch other videos pertaining to that repair. And so they don't get bored. You keep their attention.
And you might be able to answer this, Myke, because I noticed it depends on the platform you're on too, because I know, some of my videos on YouTube that I tried to keep short and sweet, I have people messaging me that like, I wanted to see how you fixed that dent, or I wanted to see how that process worked and how you got to that, or, the glue pulling. How come you didn't show glue pulling it? And, because it's boring. But YouTube seems like the platform where you can expand and make longer videos and things like that and go more in depth, where, Instagram or Facebook, you want to keep it short. Is that correct, Myke?
That's correct. If it's a tutorial video, people will watch it. They will watch it. Okay. If they feel like they're learning something off of it, they will watch that longer video. But if you're selling something and it's not too much of a tutorial, not educational enough, they won't watch it. So keep that in mind. You got to have some learning.
You need to have both.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, there's a thing called slow TV that in Scandinavia, they they put a camera on a train and they filmed like a 3-hour train ride. And it was the most popular video in the country. And people would just sit there and watch this video of a train just going down the track.
Well, what else is there to do in Scandinavia?
Right. I guess so, man. So there's all kinds of people out there, man. They'll watch, stuff.
The wintertime in Scandinavia, you get like 2 hours worth of daylight. So it's like that's the 2 hours that they just watched.
It's kind of like those videos on YouTube and those people where they make sounds and
yeah.
You're like, what is that, dude? Like, if people just sit there and listen to sounds like that, I don't know. You never know truly what's the most interesting thing, but Matt,
I think you nailed it. There's two kinds of marketing. You want tutorial and marketing.
One of the things we did with this video crew, in our contract with them, I asked them for both videos. Both separate videos are also going to have less than 1 minute versions that are kind of teases that we'll use for social media. So we'll have a less than 1 minute, and click the link to watch more kind of videos that'll go with it. So.
That's right, Matt. You know what, you guys out there, you guys could have a long video and cut those videos up to smaller things called repurposing marketing videos. You could, I catch myself when I'm doing tutorials, there could be 5 different segments in that video that I could actually repurpose or just do something different off of that type of repair. You never know what's more interesting. You could probably think something so boring, but it could be so interesting. Like you said, Vince, right? You think it was boring. Other people want to see, how did you do that? What type of glue were you using? Why didn't you show that part?
Dude, I had this video that I just threw up there on PDR Tool Time or something. It was intended for PDR technicians. It was a Yamaha Bolt tank that I did. It was matte finish, and I glue pulled it. And the whole thing was for PDR technicians to watch and see, okay, yeah, you can glue pull on a matte finish. Yeah, you can fix a sharp dent on, a gas tank. And I had no idea. My whole intentions was just for the PDR community. And I got like 43,000 hits on it, and people are yelling at me because I didn't show that I glue pulled on it, or I didn't show the access to it. It's like, it wasn't, PDR guys know how to do that stuff already. I'm not showing them how to do that. This was not intended for the general public. I had to go back and like rewrite the script on it saying, this is not for you guys. It's for PDR guys.
Yeah. And Matt, are you, what else is your plans on the videos though? I mean, what's your long term on this?
Yeah, that's a good question. I like the idea of answering questions that we get a lot, and you can watch just in search engine, stuff locally. We can see, can you fix dents on a crease? We'd love to do a video that's just, yes, we can fix dents on a crease, and this is the process. We, the glue pulls. Obviously, we'd love to just do some answering questions. I want to do a video on that doesn't bash, but explains the process of dent warranties, because we get so many of those these days. And I know there's some out there that guys have put out that are kind of bashing them and talking about how you got ripped off. Well, no one wants to hear that after they've already purchased it. And so what I want to talk about in that would be more, okay, you've got that. This is how this process kind of works. And we actually do a fair amount of those and make money on them. So yeah, there's a good bit of that. A lot of it is going to be, like you said, it's establishing that we're local, kind of who we are. We do that a lot with our Instagram page. A lot of our Instagram, we don't ever do before and after video pictures. I used to do all the Instagram for us, and it was all before and afters, and we had like 180 followers. And then one of my guys who's younger than me and understands hashtags started doing it, and it's all just like sexy pictures of cars and like clever dad jokes. And now our Instagram went through the roof because of it. So a lot of it is just showing that we're real people, and then what we're doing is serving the community, and that we want to establish this area that we're the experts, but we also want to show that we're humans, and people like to deal with human beings.
Yeah.
That's a perfect segue, Myke. I want to ask you this question: is what are the top 5 platforms for advertising? YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Google. What are your top 5?
Well, you named most of them right there.
Yeah, but in order though.
Instagram,
Number 1.
number 1 by far.
Okay.
By far.
And why is that?
Because you can do everything in there, and you can put video, you can put photos, you can do photo and video in one shot. VidStitch is something that you guys want to download, the app VidStitch, because that can let you put photos and videos in one thing. And Matt, this is for you too as well, dude. I just found this out today, dude. It's an app called Slash or Swish. Swish. You can make a little mini commercial in this thing and post it. So it's called Swish. SWISH. Download that app, dude. That's what I'm going to be concentrating on that. The Instagram by far, because the younger generation's on it, and that's your clientele, man. That's your clientele, everybody. Your younger generation. We're in our general 30s to 50s, 60s. We're getting there now, and now.
I'm sorry, I
but
gotta laugh.
literally, our generation of clients is between the young 25-year-olds to 40-year-olds, and they're all on Instagram, all of them. And just to give you some stats, the average person on Instagram makes over $75K a year and has a college degree.
Yeah.
So 42% of them have a college degree. So that's going to tell you something right there. The other one is LinkedIn. You got to watch out for LinkedIn. LinkedIn is huge. Nothing but ballers there, serious people, and they're all about business. Okay. And so you need to pay attention to those people.
But what is, I don't get LinkedIn though. I set up a LinkedIn account when it first came out. What was that, like 15 years ago?
They bombed.
And it was just for like, trying to find a job or this and that. It was kind of, like monster.com, try to find a job or let people know that you're available. And now it's evolved into something bigger than that. But I still, I went back and updated my profile, but who's finding me on LinkedIn?
They're a mix between Facebook and Instagram. That's what they're doing. They're like both of them merged into it. You hashtag it. You can put videos on there. Now they're going to pretty soon start doing live on certain parts. You can do live. So pay attention to that. LinkedIn is 109,000 income on the average person on LinkedIn. So 109,000 on the average of their income. And I think, what was it? 1/3 of billionaires or millionaires are on LinkedIn too.
Huh.
So
okay.
So that's a bit serious. So those are 2 top, and then Facebook pages, not Facebook personal, your Facebook page. And anyways, man, I think what I really think, those are the top 3, Daniel. And the other ones, it's kind of a flip up. I mean, I don't mess with what's the other one?
Twitter.
I don't really mess with Twitter. No,
Pinterest.
I don't mess with that one. When I look at a platform, I go, okay, can I really gain some clients through this? Where's people hanging out where I can socialize and put and hit them, and
now, Myke, are you just inputting content on these, or are you also doing ads as well?
I'm not doing ads currently right now. I was doing ads. The reason why I don't do ads right now, because literally you have to have somebody full-time to do that. And I don't have the time to do it because your ads have to change, especially with Instagram and Facebook. You have to change like every week. It goes really dead really quick. It's not like YouTube where it stays and keeps going and going and going. So, but I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does.
We like Facebook because it's fairly cheap to advertise with, and we do it more. We do really, really specific target marketing where we basically say anyone who's not, we do make specific. We have landing pages for all the makes and models that we, find, and then we do make specific target marketing. So we'll do someone who's interested in a Ford, who in the last 6 months has never been to my website, who is in the age and the demographic that we're looking for. And so exclude people that have been to our website or already like my Facebook page. And we just advertise, and it's just really cheap
Yeah.
You know, we use it almost like billboard budgets, and we use it for that instead. And so it shows up. We get a few calls. I think a hail car a couple of months ago from Facebook, which was cool because it was a very specific. It was a Porsche ad. We got a Porsche out of the deal, which was kind of cool. And then it links to a landing page for that specific model, showing us a video and a picture in it. And in our ad, we show a picture of us working on an F-150 and say something like, at Easy Dent, we restore the look and feel to rustic vehicles or hardworking vehicles like this F-150 or something like that. And it gets a decent amount of clicks.
What landing pages are you using? Are you using WordPress, ClickFunnels? What are you using?
We're using mostly WordPress. We're creating the pages. So we have landing pages for both cities and counties in Georgia, as well as makes and models that we find are the most common. We don't do it for every make and model, but the
common ones.
Yeah, the common ones. We want things there. Our landing pages for makes and models do okay. Our landing pages for cities do extremely well, and we get a lot of we show up above the fold in a lot of pages for search engine. When someone searches on Google for dent repair in X city, our ad shows up, and then Google Maps shows up, and then our landing page shows up. Typically top 3 out of the top 6 things that show up is those. So
yeah, and just to talk about that, you're probably already on top of this, Matt, but don't forget, people, Tesla is a big one. Tesla is a big one.
Yeah.
So, and those Tesla owners, till this day right now, I've never had anybody argue with my price when it comes to a Tesla. I don't know what it is. It's just, man, let's do it.
Well, Mike, I'm not sure if you listened in on the IMI training I did at your shop this past weekend, but some of the data that has come back from 2018, Tesla was the highest selling luxury sedan in the United States in 2018. And the Tesla Model 4 was the 4th best-selling car. I'm sorry, Model 3 was the 4th best-selling car in the United States last year. So
is it the top luxury car too, isn't it?
It was the top luxury car of 2018 sold.
Wow. I mean, that just tells you right there. I mean, I'm actually building a site right now just specifically Tesla dentrepair.com. I mean, that's what I'm doing.
Well, do you remember when like Priuses came out or like Minis? Mini owners were notorious for being very anal about their car and being very OCD. Same with Prius owners. They'd be coming in for dent removal. It's like, really? It's a Prius, dude. No, I'm going to need that tiny little dent out of my Prius. They have a passion about their car, and Tesla owners are the same way. They're very passionate about their technology. Go ahead.
That's why we do landing pages. That's why we do the Facebook marketing for model specific, because people want to know that you care about the car as much as they do, even though it's a Ford Mustang. We've seen 1,000 of them. Those Mustang owners want to know that you care about it just the same as they do.
Yeah.
The Teslas, whatever it is, we market ourselves in a way that we want to be. We don't want to put ourselves to where our marketing scares people with a Honda Accord away, because all we do is Teslas and Lamborghinis in our marketing. But we also so instead of doing that, what we do is we do specific marketing for different demographics out there.
Yeah, I agree, Matt. I mean, I used to be sneaky about things, and have on my blog or on my WordPress site, I'd create like a city, right, and then I'd have a link from the bottom of my page to that city to a blog post, right? Specifying about what kind of repair I did in that city. And that sucker would land all the time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, here's another tech tip for you guys. If you guys have blogs, if you guys have not gone on the blog thing, you should, because it's like a landing page, like what Matt's saying. You guys could do a dent repair, right? Let's say you're doing a Tesla repair and you're mobile. You don't, if you went out to a certain city, you can actually tag that city and say, look, I went out to, Scripps Ranch in San Diego, and I worked on this Tesla, and it was aluminum, and it took me 2.5 hours. And you're writing a paragraph, right? But you write in a paragraph full of keywords that make sense, that when someone types in dent repair, Tesla Scripps Ranch, I mean, they're not probably not going to say all that, but they might have one of those keywords that they're looking for on Google. Guess what? That page pops up.
And it's free.
And it's there forever.
Now, Matt, let me ask you this, dude. What Who does all this stuff for you? The keywords and Instagram posts. Do you do it yourself or no?
So we work Instagram. We do in house. We work with a company that handles our landing pages and our most of our our SEO stuff, and then I run all of our Facebook ads. Because again, we do our Facebook ads. We do not do nearly as creatively as we should. We just keep them on a loop. And what we found is I have the budget to market for 2 different target demographics a week, and we rotate them, and we have basically 30 different ones, and we just rotate through. Usually twice a year, we hit every make and model. Yeah. Or not model, but every make specific, and a couple model specific ones. So I do those once a month. I go through and do all of ours. We use just basically a page that runs all of our Facebook ads through and do those once a month.
The reason why I ask is, and Myke, you're a perfect example of this. You do all your own marketing and stuff like that. It's almost a full-time job keeping up on this stuff. And the majority of us technicians out there, we're all, lone rangers out there. And this is the part that a lot of the newbies that you might be out there, you just started your company, you're listening to us, you're listening to other podcasts, gaining all this great knowledge and whatnot. But this is the part when I go home from work, I'm not done at 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm up all night. I know Myke's up all night doing all the stuff in the background to keep his business rolling. And it's very overwhelming at times. I'm to the point where I'm burned out on it. And granted, I'm 1 foot out the door moving to Texas, but it's a very time-consuming, overwhelming thing at times when you're done working all day fixing dents and you have to go home and do some Insta posts or you do it throughout the day so you could spend more time with your family when you get home. But it's very time-consuming, and there are services out there that do it, and that's why I was asking you, Matt.
To answer your question, Vince, okay, and what you just said, it's a double-edged sword, okay? So you're going to have to learn at first, everybody. And there's no easy way out. You could hire somebody. It's going to be very expensive, especially if you don't know how to do it yourself. Because the reason why, if you just hire somebody and trust them, they may and most likely are going to take advantage of you. Okay. You have to know at least some stuff before you hire somebody. Okay. You don't want to just hand it over and trust them, because you will probably spend more money than you thought you would, waste more money, and be taken advantage. So that's why I recommend learn a little about a lot. And that way, if you know enough, you can know enough that somebody's not at least screwing you over and you feel comfortable with. So that's my advice. Okay. You're going to have to suck it up, put some time in. And it's like Matt, he's done enough to do his research. Am I right, Matt? And then now you're able to hire somebody that you feel that you could trust and they know what they're doing, that know.
Well, I know what a good quality is when I see it as well. I know that I know my limitations, and I know how much time. It's not that, it's like video editing. I mean, I've got, editing software on this computer that I'm on right now. I can edit videos and do Final Cut, and, but it takes me so much time, and the final product's not quite as good as I would like it to be. And it's kind of this never ending, I'm never happy with it. And hiring someone, buying a product. And if I have critiques, I can be honest about those critiques, and I can send those back. I know what's a good product because I know what it takes to make a good product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, like Daniel and myself, we're more on cruise control where, Daniel, you've been in your shop now for how many years?
10 years.
10 years. So, and you're in a smaller town, kind of like Matt is, where people know you as the dent guy. You don't have a lot of competition. In fact, you probably have less than Matt does.
Actually, I have none now, but the one retail guy that I was competing with, his house burnt down and his shop burnt down. He left town. So
no, bummer.
He's gone. So I don't have any retail. There's some gypsies out there, but they don't do any advertising. I don't have to compete online with them.
Yeah. So you don't really have to put in the man hours and the power to get the people coming in your doors, because they're coming in your doors because there's no one else around.
Yeah. And I've got freeway exposure. I got a great location. And my location really brings in a lot of work.
Yeah.
Can I make a point though? I mean, just one thing, and Daniel, I mean, that's a dream to have. And,
Right.
I know you and Doug Hilius is killing it too as well. Doug is kind of in that position.
Yeah.
But here's my advice for anybody, and for you too, Daniel. That doesn't mean you have to stop doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You never want to count something out. And it's always good to grow. Marketing is part of you growing your business, and you need to stay on top of it. You need to be aware. And that's just my take. I'm terrified to get comfortable, honestly, you guys. I mean, that's just me. I would not want to just sit. I feel guilty when I'm sitting on the couch, and I should be relaxing, but I feel guilty if I watch an episode of Orange County Housewives with my wife, dude. You know what I mean? I mean, I just can't do it. But
Myke, you should feel guilty.
Especially that show. You should be watching that.
But seriously though, guys, I know some of you guys have it really good out there, but that doesn't give me an excuse to stay on top of your.
But that doesn't mean some guy can come swooping in, and just eclipse you.
It's exactly what I was talking about. That the maybe it's a bad analogy, but for me, that's that mountain that you're on a mountain right now, but somebody may come along and try to claw up, and it's a heck of a lot easier to add to that right now, slowly, inexpensively, on your own pace, than it is to scramble when somebody's there in your backyard, and so that's why we're doing hail. We don't get a lot of hail, but when it happens, I want to have content ready to blast, and I'm investing now rather than having to scramble then.
Yeah, you know what they say, Matt. The old saying goes, "The wolf on the hill is not as hungry as the wolf climbing the hill."
Exactly. Yeah, I love that, and yeah, I think that's the beautiful thing about most of this. Obviously, ads and AdWords and Facebook ads and all those things cost money to do, but a lot of this that Myke, you're promoting is just content. It's just put content out and be active with it, and then YouTube videos or Instagram posts or whatever it is. I find about once a month somebody will go through and like every single Instagram post we've ever posted. And it's like somebody who just discovered me and is going through liking everything and that's all content that's working for me a year later.
Yeah.
And YouTube videos that are working for you. And there's no telling how many customers you're getting off of YouTube videos you did 5 years ago, Myke. And it's incredible, that snowball effect of that.
It is. It never stops working, guys. That's the thing. It never stops working. Put the work into it, and it'll work for you forever. That's the thing. Here's another thing, guys. We all kind of work on. We think about how good we are. We want to be do this and do that. Show, look at my before and after. But I don't think we all do enough of promoting PDR and educating the customer enough. How many times, and Daniel and Vince, you're doing a repair, and Matt, why can't you educate a customer right then and there what you're doing? You can do it live. You can come back to it. You don't need to show the whole thing. You can just set the thing up. I had the customer come in the other day, come with the RSX, hacked up on this quarter panel. That was a perfect opportunity for me to educate the customer that PDR is like plastic surgery. And this is what happens when you hire somebody just because you want the best price, But I think every day you do a dent, you have an opportunity to educate the customer and promote yourself.
You know what I'm going to do, Myke?
So
what
are you going to do, Vinny?
Next time a customer wants to watch me fix their dent in my shop, I'm going to say, yeah, as long as I could set up a camera right here and videotape you watching me fix the dent.
There you go.
And I want to see your reaction while I'm fixing it. And it's going to be on camera, and I'm going to use it for promotional.
Okay.
They're exit left, stage left.
All right. I'm going to put you on film.
Let's kind of wrap this up and educate our guys out there on a couple basics equipment that they can get to do their own videos. And I'm very fortunate that I have a great mentor. His name is Myke Toledo.
Miguel Toledo.
From
Santiago.
Who is the most sexiest man alive.
Yeah.
And he makes me spend a lot of money being his friend.
I do that. I do know that.
Yeah. So let's go. I think the best equipment right now, and I think you might agree with this, is the GoPro 7 Black with a Rhodes wireless mic.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a really good thing. I'm gonna say if you want to be on a super cleaner budget, a lower budget, you can go with your phone and a Rode Video Mic Me. And if you have an iPhone, it's Rode Video Mic Me L, because it stands for lightning bolt. But the little shot, dude, sound is half the battle of your video, man. You know, I've shot a lot of good tutorials just with my iPhone. And so a lot of people think they need a huge, nice, fat camera. You don't. You just need good audio. And that new Rode Go came out, that wireless little small square. It looks like it looks like those things that you put on your keychain that you lose and you
tile.
It's like a tile, dude. Those things it's amazingly small and easy.
It's a lavalier mic, right?
Wireless lavalier mic.
Yeah.
You said it was a Rode Go. Is the name of it?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
It's
like
cool.
it's $300, and the GoPro Black 7 is $500. The nice thing about the GoPro is it has that fisheye lens, but it has a built-in stabilizer, so it's stable when you're moving around. But it shows the whole car in the video, where when you're doing your phone, you're only going to see a portion of the car. So that's kind of the difference there.
Also, I want to add that DJ Osmo just came out with their action camera, and it's supposed to kick butt.
Yeah, I saw that.
So you might want to look into that and do your research too before you buy the GoPro. So just see the reviews and see what works for you. Now, if you want a camera, an all-around camera, I use the Canon M50. So the best camera I've ever had. And I have Panasonic GH5s, Sony's. I have it. I have all the 4K cameras, and honestly, I use this every day. So
Canon what model?
M50.
N50.
Yeah,
M is in Mary or Mike?
Yeah, M is in Magic Mike.
Mike, right.
Yeah. Right.
The M50.
We thought about picking up one of those Osmo, the little handheld Axis gimbals, the ones that are like a camera and a gimbal built in. How's that? Have you used those at all?
I have. To me, it's very hard to see in that thing, and then you got to put your phone on it, and it just makes it more clunkier to me. I mean, I think personally the GoPro is better if you want to do that. So.
Yeah, for me, we've always used the phone and a DJI gimbal, and the problem was always, honestly, laziness. We're in the middle of a repair, and we don't want to go get the phone and get the gimbal and so the idea of having something that's just sitting there and just grab it and film, and then at the end of the week dump it all and make videos, that's attractive to me. So we'd love to get into make it as simple as possible to me, so I'm not lazy and we'll just video.
Well, the three of us, all three of us, myself, Daniel, and Mike, we use the Beast Grip for our phones. And that alone will stabilize a phone more than anything. Yeah. And you could, I have my Beast Grip and I have the microphone already on there, and it's just laying on my cart. And with the tripod, what is it, Goji, Mike? I think we all have those too. Daniel, you have it?
Well, I've got a new tripod. Not new, but I've told you guys about it, and you've seen me talk about it at the seminars, but it's called a Smatree, Smatree. Freaking good. It's a tripod, like one of those. It has this little stand. It's a telescoping tripod.
Yeah,
and it has a mount for GoPro and a mount for your iPhone or phone, whatever you want, and it's legit. Man.
But what I really like is that Goji. I think it's Goji. The articulating arms. They look like an octopus. Because you literally, I've wrapped that thing around mirrors on a door.
You're talking the Gorilla Pod. Right?
It's not GorillaPod. It's not a normal tripod. There's three legs coming off of it, but it's articulating, and you wrap it around a tree or you wrap it around a mirror.
Yeah. Mine's a GorillaPod, so yeah.
I'll have to look up the name, but that sucker, I stuck it on a door handle yesterday when I filmed that dead center dent video that I just did for a Kiko tab. I needed an angle, and I just hooked it right on the door handle, and I'm beating on the car, and it's not going anywhere.
You know why you need like a Rode video mic anyways, is because when you guys are doing live videos, you notice how when you flip the video from front to back,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's flipped forward and you're behind the camera, you lose the audio signal. And not you just lose the sound. It sounds like you're way back. You know what I mean? But when you hook one of these mics up, the voice is always going to stay good, no matter what. If you're flipping it back and forth, so it's really helpful because it's distracting when you switch from front to back and the audio signal changes. So that's one thing. Is it? We're wrapping it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
That was good, man.
Joby, Joby.
Joby.
Oh yeah.
Joby,
Yep.
the Gorilla Pod. That's what it's called. Is a Gorilla Pod by Joby.
Yep.
Great little thing.
All right, guys. I got to go. The wifey's calling me. So.
Well, yeah, Daniel, you want to wrap this up, buddy?
Yeah, guys. Don't forget, level up your tools.
All right.
and-
Don't do anything I wouldn't do. See you, Matt. Oh,
Hey,
there's.
thank you guys.
And
I know.
keep it stiff. Oh, there's Mary. Hi, Mary.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening.